Okay, I don't know why my phone always does that, cuts me off. But anyway, the buyer is they might be a buyer, but they're on the fence about the decision and buying something. So if you're a salesperson, you got to persuade them. You got to you know make them willing to accept it and sell it to them, buy it, make them buy it. Same thing with this truth. We're out here selling it to the elect. Not literally, we're not making a profit or money, but we're pointing out all of the truth. We're explaining the scriptures, expounding on the scriptures. So eventually they're gonna when these people say, "Oh, you're saying some stuff, but I'm not buying it." What you're saying, I'm not buying. Well, that's what it is. We need to get the elect to buy into this truth. That's what it says in verse 21. If thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast and give it to the poor. And who are the poor? The poor are those elect men who are still in darkness, who have not been, taught the truth or exposed to the truth yet. It's in them, because the elect men, when you teach them this truth, you don't have to twist their arm. They're gonna hear it, and they're gonna hearken. Yahawashi says himself in the scriptures, "My sheep hear my voice and they follow." They follow my calling. So moving on to Matthew 19:22. But when the young man heard that the saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions. Then said Yahawashi unto his disciples, Verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter the kingdom of heaven. And again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of Yahweh. All right, and that eye of a needle that's referring to the camel is actually it's actually a needle. I mean, an eye of a needle is literally an entrance. It's this narrow entrance in a castle. Back in the day, in the ancient times, they had a narrow entryway, and it was nearly, it was pretty much impossible for a camel to go through that entrance, which was very narrow. So it's not really talking about an eye of a needle, like on a pin. No, that's not what it's saying here. When his disciples heard it, they were exceedingly amazed, saying, Who then can be saved? But Yahawashi beheld them and said unto them, With men this is possible, but with Yahweh all things are possible. Then Peter answered and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have thereof? And Yahawashi said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. All right, and that word regeneration is referring to reincarnation. What that really means is to be formed or created again. That's something that Christians don't understand. They don't understand that our souls are regenerated and we come back on this earth over and over. Okay? That's a different lesson, but just wanted to point that out. And again, it says here that the judges of the earth are the Israelite men, the kings and the judges of the earth. And you have to learn the scripts to be a judge, right? Just like you have to learn a law if you want to be a lawyer and a judge in Esau's kingdom, or queendom, I should say. Same thing with Yahweh. You got to learn the Bible, or otherwise how are you going to be able to judge righteously, And everyone that had forsaken, this is 29, verse 29, Matthew 19:29. And everyone that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life. Many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Okay, so this is just talking about that suffering, Sometimes you gotta forsake means forget. You got to forget houses. You got to forget some of your brothers, some of your sisters. You may have to forget your father, your mother, if they don't want to hear this truth or they reject it. you know, that you're going to receive 100-fold, it says, for his name's sake, Yahawashi's name's sake. So there's a great prize. That's where it's bitter though, because you have to, you leaving the world for this truth. And the brothers that are in this truth, they can attest to that. We go through things, that we deal with things, and we're happy to do it. But you gotta cut some people off sometimes, for this truth. I'm just gonna go into a few verses that had caught my attention, and I wanted to share them with you out there listening. The first one is going to be out of the book of Timothy, and we're going to go 4 and 4. Okay, actually it's 2 Timothy. So let me find 2 Timothy real quick. 2 Timothy 4 and 4. And it says, "And they shall turn away their ears from the truth, and shall be turned unto fables." All right, let me back up one. "For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lusts shall they heap to themselves teachers, having itching ears, and they shall turn away their ears from the truth, and shall be turned unto fables." And that's what you see now. You see these Israelites who are following fables. What's a fable? Like, it's basically a fake story, right? It's just like a myth, right? So that's what they follow. They follow the myth of Santa Claus, They follow the myth of Halloween. Those are all fables. So, when we turn away from all that stuff, we become children in this truth, born again, meaning you're not born again from your mother's womb. That's impossible, but you're born again into the real truth. You start to learn and hearken to the scripts as it's written, and the real truth. A lot of people are going to still deny the truth, but the elect men, it's going to make sense to us. We're going to hear this truth, and we're going to be moved by the truth. We're going to actually, really, if you're an elect man, you're going to be really obsessed with the learning of this truth. You're going to meditate on it day and night. And it's just literally part of you, Next verse, I'm going to go to, let me see, and I don't know, I didn't mark it, so it's either Timothy 1, let me check real quick, Timothy 1, 3 and 5. Nope, it's 2 Timothy. 2 Timothy 1. Oops. 3 and 5. All right, here you go. Let's start at 2. 2 Timothy 3 and 2. "For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy." So right there, that verse right there, it's basically describing the days we live in right now. They even have a term, selfie, right? Because men and women, if you go on social media, what are they doing? They're posting selfies all over the place. Covetous, right? What does that mean? That means really this verse could deal with social media. If you're on Facebook and you have a Facebook account, well, this is all the stuff that happens right here on verse 2. People are lovers of themselves. They're covetous. You may see your friend's wife, your brother's wife, and you want her. Next thing you know, you're looking at her profile. That's covetous. Boasters, you bragging about everything you did, everything you have. And those are the people that other people, they get sick of that, right? They get mad. They start to get annoyed. Proud. All right, you got people who are so proud. They can't be humble, man. If something humbles them, it'll piss them off, because they're so damn proud. Blasphemers, all the time you have blasphemy because people don't know the truth. So therefore they're honoring Jesus Christ on their social media. They're doing all kinds of shit and they don't know the truth. So they're doing blasphemy without even knowing. Disobedient to parents, that's self-explanatory. Unthankful, unholy, right? You're not holy when you don't know the scriptures. How can you be? Without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, despisers of those that are good. I mean, this truth, we are we're the closest thing to perfect in this world, because no one's perfect, but the men of Yahweh were perfect in this generation. So people are despisers of the truth, right? It says despisers of those that are good. People get offended when we bring out these verses and teach these scriptures. People despise us, right? They think we're racist. They think we're haters. They think we're gone crazy. They think we're terrorists, Anything in the book, they think that of us. It says traitors, haty, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of Yahweh. And you see that all day long, right? People don't care about the scriptures. They don't, they're going to go to some wicked shit and watch that before they go to one of our videos. Having a form of godliness but denying the power thereof. From such turn away. Okay? For of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sins, led away with diverse lusts. Ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. And all you got to do is look at these people in society, man. They may have a form of godliness, right? They may be an Israelite, which is a godly thing, but they're over there honoring Jesus Christ, Caesar Borgia, or whatever they're doing. They're not part of this truth. They're in wickedness, right? Serving all kinds of shit. They're posting their pork sandwiches, posting their shrimp cocktails, posting their fucking ceviche and shit. Ceviche is a Mexican dish that has shrimp in it, and a lot of times people make it with shrimp.